That's the people standing there. The waterfall that's got more than 40 minutes. I think we'll have to go maybe just right there. Take a couple pictures and then we'll go to the gift shop and then go.
She asked about how hard it beans. I go, you guys don't do that. No. And then I don't really like to.
Sorry for the wobbly camera work, folks. Lady, give us 40 minutes before the bus leaves us.
Mama, where is it? Mama, where is it? You can't even see the people falling. Mama. You're not going to sit down for a minute? What the heck? What?
They want to walk up to the
Everyone I have.
Best I can do with that, I think. I'm gonna try to do a selfie in a second. Come on. Let's see what I got here.
Yep.
On that corner, I want tree hitting. There. A woman with a little baby right there, running around behind them trees.
And it may be different, you know, because she said it was raining up here earlier, but not,
We can block our spot. Maybe I can still see her. She's coming right there. Maybe that's half of them. She might park over there, but I didn't see her over there. Coming up that alley, it wasn't safe. Before it got ugly, I fell off back behind a concrete building. I scared over a little bit of junk that I just left. You okay? Alright. Sorry.
Yeah, let's go, it's fine.
Settle down for a minute at least.
Let's go. We're not being mindful.
Just sitting in a chair over there, but might get ugly again. Yep, with all of that right over there. Well, that was ugly for a minute. Oh, got a few tree limbs now. Little baby ones, but still. There's gonna be some on that bus. There's a double decker.
Might be fun for us. It might not be as much fun for you. As you guys are making your way around the St. Gregory, I do ask that you keep in mind that the St. Gregory is in fact a boat, and that boat is in fact on a portion of the Pacific Ocean, which means we will be subject to the motion of the ocean here today. Please keep one hand free for yourself and one hand free for the vessel as you make your way around. I do ask that you not use somebody else as your main form of stabilization. I don't care how attractive they are or how much of a rock they might be for you in other areas of your life. Here on the boat, if they fall down, they tend to take you with them, which is fun to watch until you realize it's a whole domino effect and you're one of the dominoes. So have that hand ready and available for the backs of the chairs, the stanchions, and the handrails that are located around the vessel as you make your way around. Now we should have a decent amount of space on this boat here today. Even still, I am going to ask that we do stadium viewing as best as possible. What that means is if you've ever been called tall in your lifetime, somebody's approached you, maybe on the street or in a bar setting, and been like, hey, you're kind of tall. Or if you use tall as a descriptor for yourself, please keep in mind the shorter variety of humans that might be standing around you here today, folks. Especially if there are any children standing around, please let children through to the front railings. With that being said, no children on shoulders, no adults on shoulders, nobody on shoulders. Okay, I need both feet to be planted in case the captain needs to make a sudden maneuver, dodge wildlife or another boat or wake, anything like that. With that in mind, also please no standing or sitting on any of the railings at any point during the tour, especially with the rain that we just randomly got. I say randomly like we're not in a rainforest, but that does make it kind of slick out here, easy to slip, fall down, get hurt. We don't want that.
Out here. We were out here this morning, but we had a little bit of a break. So I've talked to some other captains out here to get a wildlife report, so we have a pretty good idea of what's going on out here. The way this works out here on the water is there's no such thing as competition companies when we leave the dock. We all talk to one another. We leave the competition companies as more of a problem for the office. While we're out here on the water, we all try to give you guys the best show that Juneau does have to offer. So we frequently like that. So let's see what we can find out here, and let's go for a little boat ride. game plan right now. There's a little bit of whale watching etiquette out here, so we can't just pop in front of all these boats and take the best spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cruise on the other side of this big boat that's in front of us, and then I'm going to turn around and try to locate or put us in a really good spot to look at whales as much as I can without obscuring these guys' view.
I saw the end of it.
So guys, because there is a baby whale, there's also probably a mom somewhere around. So there's likely a second whale somewhere around here.
It's up there. Look at the big fins. Not a show for it. Oh, he's moved over. Or there's another one. He's moving fast.
She doesn't have a Splenda. You want a green one instead? Nothing? Nothing? You want to use the binoculars?
Is that coffee?
Yeah. Thank you. Do you want to use the binoculars?
I know. You see it?
We are going to position this whale here off of our bow, kind of on the starboard side, so the right hand side.
It's right ahead.
Alright guys, we got Mom here at our 5:45 5 o'clock position. That looks like a whale that I think I recognize.
So now I think we're looking at Sasha and Cha-Cha.
I do think that is Sasha.
I saw the backside of the baby's tail. I think it's Cha-Cha.
Supposed to be another one out here. I keep seeing that one. I hope we can see those quarters in the lens. Ain't no network. Just afraid of that. Or I'll do it to Mimo because he can't see nothing. I'm looking at windows where it's at and trying to ring the window. Not even when you're waiting. You need to take some pictures.
Okay. It's hard to take them and not see it.
You see it, right? I don't want to get in your way. He is coming way up over there. Way up out of water, but I didn't see that tail in it. Wish I had all of that. He was up there, wasn't he? I'll be telling you on the back up from her baby.
You guys want to see something cool? 3, 2, 1. I'm just kidding. How cool would that have been though? That's for Friday. So we did just see them go down on what we call a terminal dive when those tails, well, it didn't bring the tail out of the water, but when you see that big arch in the back, that is a good indicator that they will usually be down for at least 5 to 10 minutes. However, baby has been pretty active, so there's no guarantee that they will stay down that long. And there's also no telling where they'll pop back up. So keep your eyes peeled all around the boat.
That's okay, I'll stand up again.
And I'll be scared to hit that. Trying not to block you. There he is.
Right by the end of the
You man was getting running in. My one.
Usually when they do that, they're supposed to cut their motors, I think.
Hey, what?
They're supposed to cut their motors off.
Might be what they done. Take some pictures if you want to. You wasn't kidding about wobbly.
Yeah,
Feel like I've been drinking or something.
exactly. I was just thinking the same thing. I'm drunk without drinking. Imagine if you were drinking.
Yeah. You'd be crawling.
Probably walk better.
Oh, crap.
Pulled you right out of your pocket.
Yep. Check it out. Backpack keeps trying to fall off of me. What? Yeah.
I'm not gonna get stabbed. Don't touch. Don't touch.
Yeah, please go ahead, take a seat anywhere you'd like. Welcome in, guys. Thanks for coming out today. You can take a seat wherever you'd like. Wow, service here starts a little bit. Couple minutes.
At QFC Pharmacy, Care is making things convenient so you can shop and get alerts when your prescriptions are ready. Plus, our pharmacists help you find lower prices by accepting most prescription discount cards.
Wonder if there's some kind of mussels or something out there. They're digging around in the rocks. Like there's something out there. I don't know if you're supposed to, but careful, don't slip down. Boy, old and grudgy. Look for rocks or something, I guess. If I was doing this, I'm gonna cock my head up to the sky stuff again. Watch out for these rocks. We'll be twisted an ankle out here. Careful. You good? You need to grab my arm or something? Pull us both down. Whoa. Watch the screen because he's pointing up again. This reminds me of walking on that lake that was dried up in Grand Teton. Nothing out here. Take a couple pictures.
But I was usually the background vocals, not the soloist. So we'll see how this goes. 8 stars of gold on a field of blue, Alaska's flag, may it mean to you. The blue of the sea, the evening sky, the mountain lakes and the flowers nearby, the gold of the early sourdough streams, the precious gold of the hills and streams, the brilliant star in the northern sky, the bear, the dipper, and shining high, the great North Star with its steady light, o'er land and sea, a beacon bright, Alaska's flag to Alaskans dear, the simple flag of a last frontier. I will be here all season, folks. While I'm up here, I mentioned about the indigenous culture, so I'm super jazzed to have you guys on board. You guys have been by far my most interactive group that I've had all season, so thank you guys for making tonight especially fun.
Drive ahead of us, back to your dock. What time is your all aboard time? 10. Okay.
How we do. Yeah, they pushed it to the bit of rage, didn't they? I mean, you go to the town, which is...
I think that Juno would get mad about that kind of stuff.
That's why
their businesses are not making any money.
That's why they don't want nobody in their town. They just crowding up the town and they don't get their money out of it. Kind of with them on that. Another way is to go free. It's going to be the last one on the boat, probably. I don't know. I didn't sweat it. We just, that's what we got. Sorry. If I can get you a Mountain Dew, I will. I don't know if we can. We know where they're at.
Alright, so kind of the end of a long day. I've had a long day, you've had a long day. So on the ride back, I tend to like to be a tiny bit less chatty. I do like to yap, but a little bit less. And just let you guys enjoy the scenery for a while. I'll tell you some stories and stuff as we pass some things, but just take some time to, I know you've been taking the time to do the scenery out there on the water, but take the time to do the scenery up here on the land. And I'll tell you a couple stories here in a little bit. J.K. Rowling's yacht right there on the big background yacht right there. Some really pretty scenery. This area, well, the bridge we're about to cross is called Brotherhood Bridge. They call this area on the left Brotherhood Bridge. It's very cute. And then as we're crossing the bridge, keep an eye out to the left. You'll be able to see the glacier again. There it is. Right, here's a good view. And over the bridge is another really good one. Pretty lucky to be able to see the sun hitting the mountains like this. It's not something I've seen. It's so right here has kind of very pale, like off-white flowers. They're not as noticeable as the bright white ones on the right side there. That was kind of elderberries. I think the flowers are starting to fall off the elderberries because they're a little bit harder to notice. There's a bush on the right side, those are elderberries. So here on our right side, we're passing something very important in the history of Juneau. It's our very own McDonald's. It's actually a bigger deal than you might think. I talked about how Juneau is landlocked, right? There's no roads into Juneau. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's actually really difficult for a lot of fast food restaurants to exist up here. Most fast food restaurants rely on trucking to get their supplies places. And then you can't trust your supplies into Juneau, you have to send them on barges. Barges can take about a week, and so a lot of companies just don't bother trying to start up here because it's too difficult to stock their stores. And so for a long time, there was not a McDonald's here. It opened up in the 80s, and people were so excited about it when it opened up. They've been seeing ads about McDonald's, ads for McDonald's on their TVs, or been trying McDonald's
hometowns when they went on vacation, but they could never have it in their hometown. And so when that McDonald's opened, they actually broke the world record for most hamburgers ever sold in one day. They sold over 17,000 hamburgers that day. And the population of Juneau is just about 30,000. So over half of the population bought a hamburger that day. They also set another record for the longest drive-through line. It was over 2 miles long. And that drive-through line still does get pretty long. I tried to go to McDonald's the other day at like 10 o'clock on I think it was a Saturday. And we waited in line for an hour in the drive-through. So that's the only thing open after 10 o'clock. And so we've got some other stores too. We've got Subway, Domino's, Papa John's, and Papa Murphy's. Those are all the fast food restaurants that we have. Really pretty views over to our right side. This area is the Mendenhall wetlands. There's some plants you can see out there. You can see some more skunk cabbage. You can see the yellow buttercups. You can also see some pink flowers. Once we're around these trees, you'll see them again. There's some pink flowers, and those are called shooting stars. They're really cool looking. They're kind of like inside out and upside down, and they do look like a shooting star. They're really cool. So if you see any like patches of bright pink, that's what those are.
But some people say that he actually had gotten out, that they'd seen him outside of the mine,
but that he chose the opportunity to run away. And so it's not quite clear if he was stuck in the mine or if he did get out. The operators, the owners of the mine are pretty convinced that he just decided to run away, but his widow believed otherwise, and so she was able to get some compensation from them. But anyway, they got just about everybody out, and they tried to remain open and just operate using that one mining shaft that hadn't been flooded. But that was kind of the beginning of the end, and so they lasted about 4 more years after that before they had to start closing down. So down at the end of the island there's a whole lot of ruins. They had a big open pit mine called the Glory Hole that filled up completely with water, and it's still filled up with water. You can see it on the map. It looks like a lake, or a small lake or a big pond. And it kind of looks like two of those right next to each other. One's a little bigger than the other. And there's also an area on the shore where there's kind of like a divot in the beach, and that's where part of the cave-in happened as well. And then this building on our right side, did I tell you about that already? Okay, this is the original home of Alaska Airlines. They started out as a bunch of independent seaplane operators. There's actually still a few seaplane operators that fly really close to there. And then those seaplane operators came together to form Alaska Airlines and graduated to larger planes and different kinds of planes. Alright guys, well, we are pretty much here. I still have to park. Would you better me to park closer to the right side or the left side? Right here? Closer to the red tents? Is everybody good with that? Yeah. Okay. Guys, I'm just gonna pull forward. I'll go out and grab the shocks and the step stool. But thanks for